Success means sacrifice. Success means you're not gonna have a lot of friends. You need to be an animal. It's a jungle.
Patrice Evra.
Patrice Evra.
Patrice Evra is recognised as one of the best left-backs of his generation.
From sleeping on the streets of Paris to lifting the Champions League trophy, Patrice Evra's story is proof that greatness isn't given, it's earned. Abuse, racism. How do you get your head together and just continue? A 5-time Premier League winner, Manchester United legend, and captain of France. He's one of the most decorated defenders of all time.
The way I'm living is like I focus on the present. I don't think about the past because I don't want to live with regret.
But beyond the medals lies a man unafraid to speak truth.
I think that discipline comes from...
He's fought racism in football, challenged the system, fought for survivors of child abuse.
You know, I've been sexually abused at the age of 13. Telling that to the world, actually.
And built a new life defined by purpose, not trophies. In this conversation, I speak with sequel member Patrice, and he shares what drives him and his new life beyond football. Okay, Patrice, Champions League, Premier League titles, league titles, captain both Man United and France, more than 80 caps for France. You know, in your post-career after football, in your sequel, you're also doing so many things. MMA fighter, mental health advocate, investor. When people ask you what you're doing these days, how do you respond?
I hate this question because I am doing so many things, and to be honest, you know, when you play football, so you do one thing: you eat, you sleep, football, you train. So at least you know. And I remember when I retired, it was quite scary because not like because I was missing football, but because I was doing so many things. So when people ask me what I'm doing, my answer now is entrepreneur. I will say this is the most easy answer. I'm also an advocate of ending the violence against children. I'm an investor. I've got like so many business. I write my book. I did few things on the TV. So you see, we can go on and on and on. I will say now entrepreneur, and my social impact, of course, is something really important. It's like ending the violence against children. So yeah, the Patrice Evra before was a footballer, but now I just feel like I'm a human being, and being interested of any investment or business if they share the same value.
Amazing. You know, I sold my first company 2 years ago. And I know a lot of founders and entrepreneurs, when they sell their first company, they go through a little bit of a period of almost crisis where they lose their identity a bit. And it's almost like, I call it the 7 stages of grief of being an entrepreneur. And they don't know what to do next, right? And they kind of make some mistakes. Eventually they find the right path. But it's so similar to athletes when they retire. You know, I think for every athlete, there's a period, or for most athletes, there's a period where they feel like they lose a little bit of their identity. Did that happen to you? Did you ever feel like you were searching for something in the periods after your retirement?
No, actually, it's the opposite. I think I find my identity and realize how crazy I am. Because, like I say, when you play football, you're like a robot. So you can't do certain things. I just feel when I retire, and even I was still playing for Juventus, I get into social media by accident. Actually, thanks to my social media, I could like do whatever I want. Because you know better than me, like when you play football, if you say I want to be an actor, if you say I want to be a singer, or if you say whatever you want to do, like MMA fighting, people will say stay on your line. But I feel the social media, they give me my freedom. So when I say I was one moment panicking is because I was doing too many things, but not like I was searching for something, because I'm quite still surprised, like I retire and I didn't miss football because I was someone like 100% dedicated to what I'm doing, and I never was thinking, oh, what I'm going to do next. because the way I'm living is like I focus on the present. I don't think about the past because I don't want to live with regret. I don't think about the future because I don't want to live with anxiety and stress. I'm living the present. And I know for the business, sometimes you have to build something. Like some people, they ask me this question, where are you going to be in 10 years? I don't know. I can't answer this question. But when something's coming and I feel connected, because I always say things come for a reason. Even if we are here today doing this interview, I always say and start working together, everything happened for a reason. But I need to be more structured, organized, because it's too many demand, and I feel blessed and grateful. But now I feel I have to pick, quality over quantity.
One thing we've both talked about is storytelling. And if I look at everything that you do today, there's a constant theme of storytelling in what's enabled you to be an investor, to be an advocate against child violence, to do all the entrepreneurial things that you're doing. It all seems to have started with you embracing social media, telling your story and being authentic. Is that something that you would advise other athletes to start doing? Tell their story?
Yes, I think sometimes it's not easy telling your story, and you can see write my book, and I've been really transparent, no filter. I've been sexually abused at the age of 13, but telling that to the world actually inspire other people, or the kid, other adults, because you can't even imagine when this come out how many message and phone call this happened to myself. But I just wanted to show the world, I'm not a victim. I call myself a survivor, and I don't find any excuse in life. I'm resilient. I've got discipline, and when you want to achieve something, you have to believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself, and nothing come easy. Like the new generation, they want everything fast. Like, for example, I remember my first son, he was 10 years old. He said, "Daddy, I want to play football." I say, "Okay, let's go for a run." He say, "No, where's the ball?" I said, "Then you don't want to play football." So actually, we don't even realize the impact, especially when you've been an athlete in a high level, when you tell your story. And when you're still playing or whatever, is quite difficult, and a lot of people are shy. I never been shy. I'm someone, I'm really eccentric. I'm someone, I would say crazy. I always say normal people, are boring. But what I recommend them is to not force it. Don't try to be someone you are not. Don't try to do things like Patrice is doing. Be yourself. Be yourself, but talk to your audience. Talk to the people, because doing this, you don't. I realize now how many doors I can open. Before people will see me at the World Forum Economic, or doing like a speech at the Web Summit, and I remember sometime I go out of the stage and some fun, they were like, "What you doing here?" And I was like, "I'm just having fun." I was talking about the metaverse or whatever. It's just, for me now, it's a new life. It's a new chapter. Now you see the real Patrice, the human side. Before, you see just the football professional and whatever. That's why even most of my business have nothing related to football apart. I'm a shareholder of the football club Estrella Amadora. I was doing some punditry, but it's something I'm good, but it's not something inspire me. So now I'm doing things to make sure it's new. I don't like to feel comfortable. This is something, if I'm too comfortable, it means something wrong. I need to do things where, I don't know about it. We do this interview and I say, I don't want to know the question, because you need to be authentic and,
So you just talked about, firstly, storytelling enables you to be a bit more vulnerable and approachable, right? Lots of people reach out to you, and then it's also a way to inspire everyone. One thing you touched on a lot there was discipline, right? Discipline, the discipline you had as a kid, the discipline you're trying to instill in your son, right? When he wants to start playing football, start with a run, not with a ball. Where does that discipline and that innate discipline come from in you? Where did that first start?
Yeah, it's a good question. Sometimes people will expect me to say from my dad, from my mom. But no, I think that discipline comes from my survival instinct. And I realize in life, when you discipline with yourself, you can achieve anything. And it's quite not easy. I was speaking with Cristiano Ronaldo, and we were talking. It's not like you enjoy going in the gym every day. It's not like you enjoy like sleeping earlier or eating healthy or whatever. You want to have fun with your friend. You want to do all of that. But what I realized, like when I start my football career compared to my other friend, I was the one like training harder every day. I was the one not going out. I didn't drink any alcohol at the age of 33. So all the sacrifice, yeah, you made them. Saying I was happy? No, because I will say, like a monster. You want to, you have this winning mindset, but you have to go through that. That's why I say, like, now everyone wants everything easy, but discipline, this is a voice. I have a voice every time saying discipline. Like just waking up, and no matter, I know you got people can do it, just doing your bed, this is already, you start your day doing something. It's a simple detail, but that's the kind of discipline. And of course now I can have more fun, I can enjoy more about my life. But every time on my business or whatever, discipline, be on time. I don't like when I have a meeting, I will come like 2 or 3 minutes late. No, this is like, I respect
you were 5
your
minutes early today.
Yeah, but you see, thank you very much. I pay him to say that. But yeah, it's you need to discipline yourself. Is my favorite word. It's my favorite word.
Awesome. You work with some fantastic managers and role models in your footballing career. Is there any advice that someone gave you early on as a player which stuck with you and had a big impact on your career?
I won't lie or find someone told me something or whatever. No. I will say when I was under Didier Deschamps, it was winning is important. Then you get to someone like Sir Alex Ferguson, winning is the only things matter. So you realize actually what you're doing, it's normal. Like, I'll be honest, sometimes we win like some Premier League and whatever. We fake celebrating. Why? Because you were already thinking about next year. You have to do that again. So I will say, like, what they teach me, it was this winning mindset, but I think I had it inside because, growing up in the street, my dad left when I was 10 years old. So I was the one taking care of my family. I remember when people ask me, what is your biggest trophy? What's the biggest things you achieve in life? Is I was 10 years old, my dad left, she was crying, and I say, Mom, don't worry, I'm gonna one day buy you a house. And when I signed my first big contract for Monaco, I bought her a house. And this was my biggest achievement. I think I learned from Ferguson about managing people, like the leadership. I always say I've never been scared of Sir Alex Ferguson, but I was always scared to disappoint him. So I will tell you a story. We play against Tottenham, and we win 2-0 halftime. I was playing one of the best games since I signed for United, and we come in the dressing room. He doesn't talk for 10 minutes. When he do that, it means like someone is in trouble. And he look at me, he said, Patrice, are you okay? I say, yes, I'm okay. He said, are you tired? I said, no, why? And he just stood up and he said, why you pass the ball back to Edwin van der Sar, our goalkeeper? I said, I didn't have any solution forward, and in 45 minutes, boss, this is the only back pass. And he stood up, this is one of the worst game you play since I signed you for United. If you pass the ball back again, you're going to watch the rest of the game next to me. And I don't like the injustice. It was spitting on my face and I was biting my tongue. And Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes, they were, Patrice, don't worry, it's getting hold. So injustice. Second half, we won 4-0, win the man of the match. Everyone, Patrice, you on fire. I was so angry. Then the next day I went to his office and I knocked the door, pom, 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 and he opened. Hello, son, how are you? I said, boss, who I am? What's happened yesterday? Oh, Patrice, you were the best player on the pitch, but Cristiano was doing some skill. We were missing some chance. And United fan, when they come to the stadium, you score one goal, you have to score 2, 3, 4, 5. whatever. And I said, but boss, like, this was a close one. Like, next time, make a sign. And he was, get out of my office, in French. So, so I closed the door. And that's when I realized, management. Because he knew I can take it. What is going to provoke is the injustice, fire. So second half, I will go even harder. And all my other teammates were like, if he's killing Patrice, what about us? So that's some tool also I'm using when I'm like working with people. And when I talk about leadership is not about yourself. It's about creating other leader around you. But you need to know the people. You need to know, oh, I talk to you or to another person or whatever. So, yeah, they didn't give me advice, but the way they're acting, that's what I learned. They will never say, oh, you have to do this. I never say also to people, you should do this, you should do that. This is your life. But I can show you, I can lead by example. So that's what they were doing, leading by example.
Your first Manchester derby, you're sick before kickoff. Take me back to that moment, the pressure you were feeling, and how did you learn to handle that pressure going forward?
I think when I signed for United, I was a little bit arrogant. Of course, I was like 4 times the best left back in the French league, the best French player, and I think only striker or midfield like Zidane, Henry win it. But as a defender, I was the first one. So reached the final of Champions League with Monaco. So yes, signing for Man United, it's okay. It's Eric Cantona, whatever. And I signed in the winter. So I was playing for Monaco. So Monaco is Copacabana. The weather is amazing. Coming in the winter in Manchester, trust me, it was something else. Training 3 times with my new teammate. Then I was like, hey, it's gonna be easy. The morning before the game, we had a breakfast. I'm not a big lover of breakfast, but I saw Michael Silvestre and Luisa, my fellow French teammate, having some beans and pasta. I say, wherever you go, you need to adapt fast. So let me eat some pasta and some beans at 9. And the game was at noon. And in France, you play, in the evening. So it was a lot of factor I didn't realize. Then I remember I went to my room. I started feeling sick because I was like too heavy, like I say. And I said, oh my God, should I call the doctor and tell him like I'm not able to play, but what my teammate will think or whatever. And I remember 12 at noon. It was so sunny. It's never sunny in Manchester. I lived 9 years in Manchester. I've done like 3 barbecue in 9 years. So I was like, what's going on? Then after 5 minutes, head ball, I remember Trevor Sinclair, and he was like, welcome to the Premier League. And I was against the post. It was a corner kick. And, when you have a voice talking to yourself, I was like, what I'm doing here? The football is so fast. They're so strong. I was nice and easy in Monte Carlo. I just had the children. So it was like completely mess when I arrived to Manchester. And the worst is when I half time. And again, Ferguson air dryer is like killing everyone. And he just looked at me and said, Patrice, now you're going to watch the rest of the game next to me and you're going to learn how to play in England. So imagine being a French international, playing the Champions League final, winning the best left back, the best French player, whatever, all of that. For your debut, you get sub the first 45 minutes. We lost the game, and it get even worse because after I went home and my agent was with his wife, and I remember he just put his hand on me like that, and he was like, Patrice, I'm sorry. I said, what do you mean you're sorry? He said, I should never sign you for United. So imagine even your own agent starts talking about you. But that's when you get the real Patrice, because this was a big slap on my face. What I have to do first is going in the gym. It's being stronger. It's not about my technique or my quality. It's like getting strong. And I come in the winter, so in the middle of the season, don't know your teammate, don't know, the country, don't speak also well English. So it was a lot of factor, but because I was so confident and arrogant, I said, I'm going to do it. But actually, that's when people ask me, what is your best game for United? I say that game, because that game ring the belt. Without that game, maybe, yes, I will do what I have done. But me and Nemanja Vidic, we were like really similar. I remember even we play a game with the reserve and we get sub also at halftime. we were like that bad, and we were in the shower talking, saying like, me, I was like, oh, my agent get like AS Roma. He was like, maybe I'm gonna go back to Serbia. But that show you after, I was like, when I saw some of my teammates, when Rooney and Rio Ferdinand laughing when I get like, knocked off on the pitch, I say, okay, now I'm gonna show you who's the real Patrice. I missed the World Cup. I trained all the summer in Monaco, and I come back strong. I did a preseason. I win the man of the tournament when we were in South Africa with United, and the rest is history. But again, I feel like sometime I need to be against the wall to show you where I am. That's why I say resilience and never give up.
Yeah. It's similar to what you said earlier about managing different people, right? Like some people respond to criticism, some people respond to being put under pressure, and some people respond to the opposite, right? They respond to praise. I think you and I are definitely alike in that we respond to criticism and pressure, right?
I love that. I always say I'm a big hugger. I love to hug my wife or whatever, but I don't like people praising me. Ferguson, I don't want him to say like after the game, oh, you've been amazing. He just say, well done, next game. That's the way I work. And all my coach, Didier Deschamps never tell me like you were amazing. He was like, yeah, you did okay, but make sure you put your collar, like you're not Eric Cantona, so put him down, stuff like that. But that's the way I work. That I love to be under pressure. And also, to be honest, it's because we know when we are not good. I'm someone also, I remember in Monaco, we lost like some game. I will go in front of the camera, I will apologize, say I was the worst player on the pitch. I'm not scared to say that. But when I'm the best, I also say I'm the best because I know how hard I'm working for being the best. And also, all my teammates, I'm a funny guy. I love to have fun. But when we're training for 1 or 2 hours, it's not time for smile. It's not time for laughing. I always tell them, you see how many kids or people will dream to be in our place. So it's behind it. Yeah, he's a monster. I'm a cool guy. I can have fun. But when it's time to win or when it's time to finish a project or something, no, I give 100%, and it's no room for being soft. But I manage also people in a different way.
You've been through a lot of things that I can say, altogether, probably no other player has been through, right? In terms of abuse, racism, challenges like on and off the pitch, getting into an altercation with a fan.
Yeah. I've done a lot.
All those challenges, it's an interesting life, man. I love it. But like some of those challenges must have been like mentally incredibly challenging for you, right? And how do you like a lot of people would have quit in some of those situations, right? Like when you're in that situation, you've been torn apart by the press for something. Your managers shouted at you and put you in the naughty corner.
Yeah.
How do you like get your head together and just continue? What is your process?
I don't know. I say again, it must be my survival instinct. I'm crazy. I think I'm proud to say it, because when you tell about my life, I'm always like, everything's gonna be okay. I've got like some story, and that's where I think it's come from my mom. When people ask me, who is your heroes, I always say my mom, because even when she had to lose one leg, she was keep smiling, keep being strong when my dad left, like taking care of all of us. So I think that strength, I get it from my mom. And to be honest, when it comes from outside or fan or episode I have done, I am myself. I can't be perfect. So I will do mistake, but I always believe on myself, and I always like, Patrice, it's gonna be okay. I get through a lot, but I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up on life. It's not even like saying I have to do this. It's because, being happy, it's not easy. And I'm a content person. I feel blessed and grateful. And I never forget where I come from. When I was 10 years old, like begging money in front of shop to buy a sandwich. I never forget that, even if now I've got like more money. It's something like I'm always trying to stay humble and down to earth. And this is like what carried me to push, to keep, and I like to give, because I always say more you give, more you receive. So yeah, the strain, I will say, from my mom, and the rest, I'm crazy. When like the strike for the World Cup, and people were saying he's gonna never play for the French national team. The next day I was laughing, and I knew I will still playing for the French national team when I kicked the fan because he had like some racially abuse. The Monday I did my crazy Monday video, and people were like, "But Patrice, are you crazy? You should have worked." Because I'm like, this is the press, and I have any beef with any journalist, but you just can't like affect me. If you want to affect me, is when you talk about my family. Why I kick this fan is because you say we're gonna cut the throat of your wife and your kids, and I'm a human being. That's when I lose it. The racism, when I was 17 playing in Italy, I was the only black people in all Sicily. And yes, when I get the ball, people were throwing banana at me or making the monkey nose. Did this affect me? No. I was even playing better because I was always a way to answer on the pitch. That's why on social media I've been like so lucky. To be honest, I have like few racist comments, but this is when I say I prefer Cristiano Ronaldo than Lionel Messi. But even if they gotta put like the monkey emoji, I would say like just put the gorilla. The monkey is weak. Put the gorilla, emoji is stronger. He would say banana. I would say I love banana. But I'll be honest, I've been like really lucky. I didn't have like a lot of those comments. But it's a way to react to it, and this is a gift. This is a gift. Maybe it's from my mom or my dad. When it's something negative, I always find a way to transform it in a positive way.
Amazing. Do you have any regrets in life?
I told you that before the interview. No, and I really generally like don't regret anything, because I could say like I regret what's happening to me in my childhood, but this is the person I am right now. Some people will ask me this question: what you will say to a 6-year-old Patrice Evra? The best advice, it's not advice, I would say live life and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, look, you've done very well, and look, whether an experience has been a positive one or a negative one, like it helps transform you, right? You're a transformed person. You learn.
You learn about what you become. No, regret is I can't. It will be like to say I live with regret. People will say, I look at my life like, oh, you want me to live with regret? No matter if I wanted to win more Champions League or win the World Cup or whatever. No, I always believe. I believe in the universe. I believe in the energy, and everything is planned. So whatever you got right now, that's what's supposed to happen, but you have to work out for it.
To take you back to something you said earlier, you said Deschamps taught you winning was important and Ferguson taught you winning was everything. How do you take that mentality to, business and entrepreneurship? How does that show up every day in what you do?
You show up every day about you take things seriously. Like I say, if you are mating, the way you showing up, the time you putting on it, because sometimes it's not just you invest your money and you set up, you sit and I know a lot of athletes, they're busy, they don't. But me, when I do something, I need to be involved. I need to understand it. I need to know like the impact it will have like on other people. So for me, this is like really, really, really important. It's the same tool I'm using when I was using to play. I'm doing it to be the number one. Like I sometimes you will tell me, Patrice, I'm the number one of what I'm doing. Oh, it's arrogant. No, you're not. Maybe someone is better than you, but this is what you think, and you have to think that way. Because if I'm doing this to be the best. I want to do the best, and you're going to lose money. Like I was talking with Stephen Barnett when I was saying, like, I have one of my company, I lost £10 million. And I remember when they told me that, I was laughing, but not because I had enough money to survive, but because I was like, okay, this is a sign. This is a sign. Maybe if I've got this money now, maybe I wouldn't be like a hard worker. And I hate saying to people like they are weak or whatever. We are just different. When people ask me, but Patrice, why you talk about your trauma? It's all about timing. because I was feeling safe with the woman I am now, to open myself, because it happened when I was 13, and I say it when I was 38 when I released my book. Is I have no secret about it. I can't tell you like a direct answer, but when I am in my evil side, I'm also love this Patrice. When I'm in my good side, I love also this Patrice, because people were asking me if I was open emotionally like I am now, get rid a little bit of this toxic masculinity, did I will have the same football career? I don't know, because you need to be an animal. It's a jungle. You're the captain. You can show your emotion. It's a word I'm really careful, depression. I believe in depression. I have friends, they've been in depression. But for me, it's a luxury. I can't afford to be depressed. I have too many people, on my responsibility, dependent of me. And sometimes, yes, if you ask me, one thing I should do more is caring about myself. But I don't. I don't, because I feel blessed. I feel I've got like everything I need, and it's to care about other people, and that's what makes me happy.
So you and I have spoken about the importance of storytelling before, right? How actually, storytelling is what advances humanity, right? If you tell the stories of heroes, and if heroes tell their own stories, that provides inspiration for the next generation of heroes. Whether it's athletes, whether it's people doing scientific breakthroughs, whether it's someone who wants to conquer Mars. Yeah. Without those stories, that next generation doesn't have the inspiration and perhaps the determination to go and smash through those barriers. When you look at your own story, are there particular things that you'd love the next generation, whether they be athletes, or they be entrepreneurs, or they be investors? Is there something in particular that you want them to take away from your story?
Yeah. I believe to myself from day one. I like to tell that story where back to school, and you have to write in the note what you want to become. And all my friends, doctor, policeman, architect, whatever. And I say football player. And a French teacher take the note in front of everyone and say, "Oh, Mr. Evra think football player is a job." And everyone was laughing at me. Then she go even further. She say, in 300 kids, they're going to do a trial, only one going to be picked. Do you think it's going to be yourself, Mr. Evra? And I say, yes. And everyone was laughing. So I don't want to take any revenge against that teacher, a little bit. But it's just show you dream. That's what I say to kids. Let them dream. Even if someone wants to be the president of the universe, and I know he doesn't exist, but let him dream. But what I'm going to say to that kid is you have to make the sacrifice for it. Are you ready? Are you ready to don't have a childhood? I didn't have a childhood. That's why sometimes I'm acting like a kid now when, if I go out or if I see something, because I sacrifice all of that to become who I am now. So the advice is don't let anyone to say you can't do this. And you're going to fail. You're going to fail. I always say, when a door open, a door close, another one will open. Like when I did the trial at PSG, I was 13 years old, and the manager in front of everyone, he said, "Patrice, you are so good, so fast, but you're too small. And you're from the street, we don't know if you're going to steal in the dressing room." I was 13 years old. So, yes, he hurt, but I was like, okay, it's fine. I can't go this direction, I will go another direction. And the rest is history. And I never have any hate in my heart. I'm someone, if you respect me, we can fight, but I never have hate. I feel like your heart should be filled of love. And a lot of people hurt me in my life, but don't keep it to yourself. Try to let it out doing some sports or whatever. Go outside and shout loud. But when you keep hating, you go nowhere. And be good. Be good to people. Be good to the universe. I really believe in energy. Sometimes if I go in a room and I saw is one negative energy, I prefer to go away. I feel that this is a gift. But the advice is kids, the world is yours. The world is yours, but you will have to bleed. You will have to You can't go, and if you take any shortcut, it's gonna catch you. So don't cheat. Be yourself.
Nice. That was an awesome answer. Yeah. Dreaming is the first step. You have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
Right. Then secondly, you actually have to work and make the sacrifices to make it happen.
Be ambitious. Be crazy.
Ambitious, yeah.
Be ambitious. Yeah, I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna build the new Amazon, and I'm gonna build the new Netflix or whatever.
I have a yearbook from when I was 11 at school, and everyone had to write what they're going to do when they grow older. And I wrote down, I'm going to build a big computer software company and sell it for lots of money. So this was me when I was 11 years old. Now, obviously, I had to work towards it, but yeah, dreaming and believing in yourself is the first step. Final question. It's kind of related to the last one. Finish this sentence. Success means
sacrifice. Easy. Success means you're not gonna have a lot of friends. You're not gonna have a lot of time to enjoy life. But I always say working hard is a luxury. I feel like sometimes some people can't even walk, some people can't even see. So until I've got my body and I'm healthy, I shouldn't complain. Like people sometimes they're like, Patrice, oh, you're doing it. Are you not tired? I hate the word tired. I always say, I have plenty of time to rest when I die. And until I'm breathing, I'm giving the best. And I enjoy it. I'm addicted to work. Like, I didn't admit it, but my wife was like, if I don't work for 3 days or I don't travel, I start to be nervous. I'm going in the gym, I'm doing those MMA and all of that. This is not to have like a good looking body or whatever. It's that adrenaline, maybe I had it at the height level and I'm trying to compensate. So that's why I have to do something every time. We have a conversation, you say, Patrice, how do you relax? I don't relax. And the most of the time, if I relax, it's like going in the cinema on my own and eating some popcorn. That's the only moment I relax. Or being on the plane. I don't like to connect the Wi-Fi, even if we can do it on the plane, because this is my time, watching manga. I'm still, as a kid, as 44 years old, I'm like this. I'm just, when I'm watching my manga and stuff, this is my peace.
Amazing. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Love it.